There we go. Ooh, how's everybody doing? We actually have questions to start the day, which is cool. So I actually get to start with like, hey, I'm Crud. We're gonna answer questions on today's art stream. Or chill create stream. Whatever. Came up with it on the fly and it is sticking. But while we're waiting for people to come in, because there is somebody whose question I wanted to answer, make sure my sound's not too high. Because I think somebody told me my sound was too high last time. That's fine. It is a good day. It's better than it was on my Bloodborne stream day. Yesterday. Not yesterday. Saturday. That was a very day type of day. And it was very nice to defeat a Bloodborne boss and feel better about my life. You may be wondering why there is a 1 on my stream. That's fine. I could answer that question, but I won't right now. Okay, no, that's fine. Okay, so let me just check that real quick. Gotta turn that up a little bit. I think. I don't know. I think I gotta turn that up a little bit. Okay, cool. Let me take the 1 off my screen, actually. Just a moment, because I have to change something. I found out that I cannot record, like I could record the full display, but I can't record the program itself. So if I try to, for instance, if I'm trying to work in, that was Clip Studio Paint, but when I'm trying to work in like Krita, oh dear, well, this bodes well. Hang on, I'm here, I exist, hi. I'm just very ADD and have misplaced my, there it is, pen. We're good. We're all art people here. We understand. Or we're not necessarily all like, you know, visual art people, but we're all people who are creative in some way. And we know what it's like to misplace your pens. Anyway, yes, so in order for me to show what's going on my art, I have to actually make it show the whole display. I can't make it show just the program itself. So that means that if I want to go and open something else up on that display that I don't particularly want to show on screen, I just have to take it off. But I have Clip Studio up, and then we're also going to be working in Krita today. At least I will be. We do have people who are working on making prosthetic limbs, and people who are working on animations, and I am going to be dealing with the animation part. That's one of the questions I had today was regarding animation, but unfortunately it was in Clip Studio Paint. And I am more versed in Krita than Clip. Okay, there we go. That is working. Okay, there we are. Hello. Okay, so we're gonna have both of these up, so that way I can do both of the things. Hopefully this will not crash my computer. It'll be fine. I have a solid state drive. It's okay. Oh yeah, if you're looking for things that, like, you need to get a new computer or something like that, and you're trying to do art, you probably want to get a solid state drive. If you're doing, like, creations in, like, I don't know, like 3D or animation, or you're trying to do videos or things like that, you want a solid state drive. Did I lose my stuff? Oh, there it is. I like Mind Amend. They have really good beats. They just dropped this last one. It's like their most recent video. And so that is going to be, that is my week's happy place. Everything that Mind Amend does, like every like ISO or ISO, whatever beats, those are fantastic. I get so much work done to them. I say as I'm about to pull up the work I did not do for the entire week because I was doing other stuff. That's fine. So today I am gonna answer the Clip Studio Paint question, but I want to wait till Tech actually gets in here into the chat because it was his question. But if he can't make the chat, I will still answer it so he can come by and see it because I do want him to see the answer I came up with. So the question was how to alright, I'm gonna put my clip back up now. Yeah, okay. The question was how to like if you put an animation entirely in like one canvas size, like you have was it 1920? It was 920 1080. One of my brain is here today. Anyway, one resolution size, one dimension, and then you need to change it to another dimension afterward. And you're like, ooh, I did the wrong one. I need to do it 1080 instead first or whatever. So I did that, which it sounds like I don't know what I'm talking about because I don't know how to talk. That's all. I did do it. I did the resizing thing. So take a look over here. 1920. It's 1920. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't being. It is 1920. All right. So we had. Yeah, he's not here, but I am going to go ahead and show it to you. So he had an animation that this isn't his. This is just my BS. That started in. That he did the whole thing in the 1920 by 1080, but then he needed to get it to 1080 and 1920. Did I say that right? Yes, I said that right. There's not an easy way to do it, like an easy way, but there is a workaround. So what I did was I took all of the frames that I made for this lovely animation that is, I don't know what I was doing. I was writing stuff, don't worry about it. Anyway, okay, the reason I put the little dots there was because I was wondering how big it was going to be, and I wanted to make sure that it filled up when I needed it to fill up. But I don't, there was a reason and a method to my math. Who cares? There was a reason. Anyway, I did it. So you want to do an export. You're gonna export the animation and you're gonna export it as an image sequence. So then on your image sequence, when you get here, you're gonna change your output. So if what you needed the width to be, like say you had the width was 1920, but you needed the width to be 1080, and do 1080, and then that's gonna alter the height. I mean, it is what it is because you have your own thing. It's not like you can change the whole. I mean, it is what it is. Okay. Anyway, so then you're gonna do that. You're gonna select whatever your folder. I've just got this simple folder. I'm not gonna show you my other folders, but you select your folder, and it's gonna be it's gonna end up there. And then when you go to that folder, and you try to import it again, when you import, you'll import like the whole thing, and you're gonna see it. Actually, and maybe if I hit backspace, it might show it. So here, there you go. So it's gonna look like this, to where you have like nothing on your screen, and it's gonna freak you out. And you'll be like, wait, I have to label all of those and assign all of those to a frame. You don't have to assign them individually. Like, you could have like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds, and you don't want to assign them individually. So you've already got all your individual frames. So you're going to go to your animation, and you're going to go to edit track. You're going to go to edit track, and then we need to assign frames multiple. So you're going to assign multiple cells. And then I decided to assign by cell name. So my starting cell was timeline 1 and then 0, 0, 0, and then timeline 0, 0, 2, 3. And then number of frames. You can like not number of frames, hang on. Number of repeats or whatever. Number of frames. So like if you want it to extend, like instead of just one image, one frame, you can do the image for multiple frames. So you can elongate it if you want to do that. I don't. So then we're gonna assign, and then we're gonna say okay, and there it is. And now you have everything there. So you didn't have to sit there and label every single one individually. You got all your cells. So that was the answer to that question. That's the best workaround I have for if you needed to change. If you made an animation, let's say you made an animation for a YouTube video, and you made it like the regular YouTube video dimensions, but you were like, oh my gosh, I need it to be a short. And the shorts have the opposite dimensions, so you've got 1920 by 1080 for a regular YouTube animation, but then you've got 1080 by 1920 for the shorts animation. This was the best workaround I could think of, I could find on Clip Studio. And I used Reddit for a little bit of that, and then because I'm not familiar with Clip Studio Paint at all, so I kind of had to go figure out the whole importing thing. Let me make sure that I, because there's somebody who I went to his video for, and I want to make sure I put that in the chat so that we can see that. I don't like not shouting out people who have helped me. Let's see, that was Gregor Scott off topic. And the video was how to import an image sequence. I can spell sequence. Into the timeline. In Clip Studio Paint. Good. And I don't have that link right now because if I try pulling up things, sometimes I have a lot of things open on my computer at the moment. So if I try to, sometimes if I try to pull up a video on my computer itself, it'll be all like extra, but I can't actually post. I forgot that I have a whole other computer literally in my hand. Hang on. We can just do it this way. I can be smart. Yeah, it's a long way around. I can be smart. I can pop it in the chat this way. Look at me remembering how to do things. But yeah, I thought it was really cool. If you guys have better tips in Clip Studio, please feel free to like say something. Please say something, because I'm not familiar with Clip Studio Paint. I actually spend most of my time in Krita. I have to be more familiar with Clip Studio Paint though, because first of all, it's something that pretty much everybody's using now at this point, so I kind of need to know that anyway. But I'm gonna be animating my the doll, the book, The Doll, and so because I'm animating that, it's gonna be a little bit easier for me to do that in Clips. Well, it's gonna be, you can animate in Krita, but there are certain reasons why I would use Clip Studio Paint. I think I'm gonna use that. Clip is a little bit more known for animation. My main issue is drawing in Clip because I'm just not used to it. It's just getting used to something you're not used to doing. That's all that is. But I do have to get the doll done, and I didn't work on it since the last stream, so it's really right back where it was. But that's fun. Alright, so I'm gonna put that back up here now that I have that here. And I need to plan out Oh, hey, I thought it clicked it. Where to go? There it is. I need to plan out the other pages. So we did this one, and we're gonna finish the outline for this, and I think this is the last one, I think, yeah. So I have pages 12 through 17 left to do, which is a double spread for all of those. So that, I could do that. I could do that in one day. I just haven't done it. Just at least getting the basics down. I just haven't done it. I've been procrastinating. This is not good. I did other things, okay? It's just been a really week, which is why I really enjoyed beating a Bloodborne boss, because beating two Bloodborne bosses last week. But I needed that therapy. All right. Well, while there are just mainly viewers and no chatters in chat, I'm gonna go ahead and turn the music up a little bit. We're gonna enjoy some beats until people start chatting again, and we'll be back to chat. All right. Oh, and if you're in here, I gave you the answer to that question that I had for you earlier. So, but I can show it to you again. Good. I'm actually turning it back down just a minute. Because I kind of want to talk about this. Alright, so me and line work. Okay, I'm not a professional artist. I wouldn't call myself that. I am, what would I call myself? A professional creator? I'm a creator. And that doesn't necessarily mean that all of the things that I use to create, I am a professional at using that medium. And you will be able to see that in this stream, that I am not exactly a professional graphic designer, graphic artist. I forget my, I forget what my brushes are. I know that there's ways to make brushes, totally have entirely forgotten how to do that again. Looked it up multiple times, done it multiple times, and then forgotten. And I was like, oh, that's nice. I know that you can create a brush. I also know that you can research how to do it. It won't be that hard. So when people tell me, like, oh, I'm not an artist, or oh, I'm not familiar with that program, or I don't know how to do something, or whatever, I usually just go, you know, like, if they're saying, hey, you know, this is something that I want to do, I'm like, yeah, go do it. And they're like, well, I don't know how to do that. And I'm like, I don't know how to do half the stuff I'm doing, baby. Like, I promise you I don't. I'm just doing it, and we're just gonna figure it out as we go. Like, we have one person who comes to the stream a lot, who is making, like, prosthetic limbs and stuff, and I was like, hey, did you study for it? And he was like, nah. My uncle's teaching me. And I'm like, you know what? Okay, cool. Like, didn't go to school for it, nothing, like, we're just gonna figure it out. And I'm like, you know what? I like that. That's the kind of energy that I appreciate in life. And then others who are, like, when you're just starting out a YouTube channel, and you're like, I don't know what to do, just do. I don't know what to do. I started doing, shoot, when I started this channel, I think I was just doing music, which you'll see more music from me. But I was thinking that I was gonna maybe do music videos, and then I was going into a whole bunch of acting and stuff like that. And I thought, okay, well, I'll use my channel to do like acting things. So I tried to make my own short film, which somebody took my footage. That was a strange experience. I don't even remember how the heck that happened. But yeah, so my footage got taken and I couldn't finish it. And I was like, you know what? Forget that. So then depression was also a thing intermittently. So in between all of these, you have like bouts of depression that are like making me unable to move or try to get stuff done. So you're just like creating in spurts, and it was like manic depressive. So you'll go in like spurts of manic mode where you just make a whole bunch of stuff. Don't talk with your hands. I have to get this done. I can't talk with my hands. Anyway, so you go through those, and then you have people asking, "Oh, what are you working on?" And you're like, "The same thing I was working on 5 months ago." Because you couldn't work on it suddenly. Anyway, artists get it. So yeah, through the years of time, I was doing acting and modeling and voice acting, and I didn't really know what I wanted to do with my channel, but I knew I wanted to do something. So like I made videos that were walking around the city that I'm in, and like Life is Fun videos. I did those for a while. And then when I came back to YouTube after being, you know, freed from depression, which was great, then I ended up doing gaming and losing a lot of my subscribers because they weren't used to me doing games, I guess. But I've always been like part in the gaming community. But even then, I was like, well, I just want to do something because I want to build a community, and that's what that's why this whole thing is about. And today's stream, the art stream, stuff like that, is really about that. It's about community and like people coming together and encouraging each other. That's what I want. You know, it's what I've wanted the most. So when I came back to YouTube and I was like, I want to build a community, I was like, I'll start with gamers, because gamers are like me. They're usually they're fairly creative in their own way, and usually need that dopamine hit from a game, because life isn't really giving that dopamine hit in life. So I know what that's like. I know what that feels like to be like, I don't like what's going on in my life right now. So I wanted to like be part of that community. But I also, because that community, you know, this community here is creative and inventive, you know, I wanted to have this kind of stream where we could encourage each other with what we create. And answer each other's questions, like people who don't know the answer to a question, or like people who know the answer to some questions that I don't have the answer to. They can chat with people here in this whole community, if that makes sense, you know? Like I want a community of diverse people who can contribute to each other. So now I think I've kind of found my niche or whatever. I think I found my I found what I want to do with my site. So I'm not going to just be making game videos. I'm going to be doing all the things that I enjoy doing, but I'm going to be putting them under the umbrella of, you know, encouragement and motivation and fun. Because life is fun, and I kind of miss those videos. Not gonna lie. I might push her back a little bit. Well, no, let's do this one. Yeah, let's do her first, and I might push the other one back in a bit. I think the other thing that's been great is not feeling that manic depressiveness that I've been plagued with for like 30 years. Like, this right here, I think would have probably bothered me maybe like a few months ago. Doing a stream and then feeling like, you know, it's just me. But this is a weird time to be streaming, because usually I would do streaming at like 5 to the end, and most of my people aren't off their work until 5, but I have classes at like 6. So for Monday streams I was making them earlier. And also for Monday streams I was thinking, you know, there's not really going to be much interest, but there actually has been a deal of interest, which has been really interesting. So I'm glad to see that. But then you have moments like this because, you know, you're new to the space and YouTube doesn't know whether to shout you out or not. So you have these times where you're just here and there's nobody else immediately in the chat. But then there are people who come back and watch it later. And I've actually had people who come back and be like, hey, I saw XYZ or something. And I was like, you know what? That's cool. I didn't even know that it would have any interest. And I'm like, you know, quality over quantity to me. If I'm able to inspire somebody to you know, get up and do, you know, like their work is valuable, and that what they have to say or write or draw or dance out, whatever their creation is, food. If I can convince like one person that they're valuable and should totally go all in and just post their stuff or create their stuff, I feel like that's worth it. And I think the me before this would probably be on this stream like terrified out of her mind and being like, nobody's here, maybe I should just stop the stream. I don't think that. Plus these are just nice times for me to chill, so, and my stuff done. I am not happy with how this person looks. But you know what? That's fine. Like, they're this extra character and they're taking me forever. If you saw my last stream, this particular one person is like messing with me. It took me way too long to figure out how to do that. And then I'm gonna have to like animate them or something. I'm not gonna animate them a lot. I'm just gonna make them go like ooh, 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 or whatever. They're just laughing in the background. Just make their little lines go like just little things. I'm not doing like huge animation. I'm just doing a simple one. I am getting a really cool voice actor for the narration, and I am very happy about it, and I won't stop being happy about it constantly. I cannot wait to show you the product so that you can like hear his voice. Best narrator ever. Alrighty, so then we're gonna... Was that what we chose? What did we choose? What did I choose for you? Oh, you know what? This actually might work better. Yeah, actually, that works better. Let's do that. I like that better, because that way it's not, like, going against the mold that I've created for this. Yeah. Okay, and then we'll do this. That works for me, right? Let me see. Yeah, I can deal with that. I can deal with that. I can deal with that. I think when I'm done with this, I'm gonna have to go to Clip Studio Paint and familiarize myself with more from there. So many people are using Clip Studio Paint. I still think Krita's a great program, though. I wonder what it is that makes people go to Clip more than Krita. Curious. Like, genuinely curious. Oh no, that is on her, isn't it? Where is she? She's here, right? Yeah, she's here. I'm gonna pop this right there. There we go. Make sure that that is where that needs to be. This one's you. Okay, good. Yeah, I might do that. That's fine. Okay. Yes, okay. She's on another plane anyway, so. Alright, so now we're gonna take... Oop. Ooh, no, not all of you. Hang on. Just you. And I think I'm gonna pop you down a little bit, maybe? I'll make you a little bigger. There's something I'm not liking. I'm gonna take you. Maybe it's just an optical. No, I think it's her. I think it's your face. It's her face. It's your face I don't like. Hold up. That's weird to do, but hang on. Yeah, I think that was it. I think that's what was bothering me was your face. My face was bothering me. And that feels a little better. Like, well, everybody has different like head shapes, so it's not like. I'm just gonna leave it. Just gonna leave it now. I'm gonna call it. That's still fine. I'm just gonna fix this a little bit. Yeah. Alright, so we've done this one. There wasn't anything I was missing in regards to her outfit, right? No? Oh, we missed this. Right, yeah, we did. We missed this little bit. This is a different black. my gosh. It's really gonna be a different black if I'm in the red area than if I'm... Boy, that's fun. That's fine. She's just gonna be yellow-black. It's okay. I don't think anybody's gonna care about the difference. Just me. Alright. Besides, she's in the background, so I was gonna make her lighter anyway, so it's gonna be fine. Well, I mean, I guess that's fine too, because she's like, why? What happened? That was not what I meant. Put my cursor up here. If you slide it up and down instead of zooming in and out, it'll do that. This little slidey thing. The slide. Wee. I do like this. This is a Huion. I've had a lot of success with the Huion. Okay. I'm gonna put the text into a group. Control G. Boop. Alright, so this one. But when the child returned again, and his presence was announced to the king, the third queen took her baby daughter and hurried to join the court. Oh, right, yeah, because she knows the child. She was not allowed further in, so she stayed against the side wall to watch the proceedings. When the other queens heard about this, they too took their children and came to stand against the wall of the meeting court. I grow weary of your visits, child, said the king, but the child spoke as though he had not heard him. Greetings, king. How fares this kingdom? The king scowled. It fares well, no thanks to you. I kind of want to remember what comes after this one. What is your agenda? I know your craftiness. You come here to ruin and slander me. But here I am, powerful, rich, capable, and influential. I'm sure you've seen how they celebrate me in the streets and throw parties for how well I treat my worthy citizens. No other king has been as grand as I have. As he spoke, the daughter in his third wife's arms began to cry. Her mother tried to soothe her, but to no avail. When the child saw her and the baby, he stared a long time so that the king felt embarrassed by the lack of acknowledgement of his own person. Okay, so this one... Okay, I know what I'm going to do for this picture. Boop. Alright, so we're going to do... This one is going to be... No. Hello? What happened? Oh, that's why. This is going to be Mama. We'll put this on the outline. And that. Mama. Shua. Bebe. Arm. Swaddly clothes. Arm. We. Mama. Okay. And we're gonna have... Okay, so I'm gonna do the child here. I'm gonna cheat this out a little bit. So we're gonna take you, move, boop. And then I guess we'll have to do like images of the other women. And a snickery woman. Oh, snickery woman. Actually, they wouldn't be on either side of her. They'd be, like, off to the side, wouldn't they? So we'd have... Mama. And then we'd have... Snicker woman. And Snicker woman 2. This one's gonna be the taller one. You got the little one. You got tall bitches. You got the curly hairs here. Okay. So then we're gonna change you so that maybe. Because I'm gonna put him on this side as well. So we're gonna do this here. And change his eyes. Only slightly. Should I change his eyes? You know, the child is slightly sociopathic. Let's see. Of course, I think most children are slightly sociopathic. Okay, so if this is where I want him to be, then I'm just gonna do this. Okay. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. There you go. Then you have like kind of even. Pop you down here. Boop. That's fine. So I'm gonna do that. E. Okay. So like if I was that versed in Clip Studio, it'd probably be good. Alright, so this seems about where I want him to be. And his eye's gonna be a little different here. Oop. Nope. Okay. Oh, right, well, whatever's fine. Oh yeah, I think that actually would work, just like a little... Because he barely ever shows his mouth in most of these. Alright, so now you've got child is angry. This king should not have done that at all. Still, it was kind of her choice, but it was also the king's forcefulness, so. I think maybe all people are somewhat sociopathic when it comes to defending somebody that they care about. You just stop caring about anybody else. Like, anybody who hurt that person, you're like, that's it. I've turned off my carometer for you. Alrighty, so we're gonna do this here. He is a little ticked off now. He ticked off the wrong kid. Alrighty, let's get that here. Go. Nope, nope. Well, okay, that's fine. You don't actually have to be cohesive. That's okay. He's got that Vegeta hair, which I think is adorable. To be fair, I also really like Vegeta. Did someone leave a heart in the chat? Thank you. I didn't accidentally hit that, did I? Somebody was here. Hi! I appreciate that. Alright. Oh, hey! Anna Sally, welcome to the stream. I appreciate you coming out. Usually there's at least a few people in the stream by now, but today seems like a slow day. So it's just a good day to chill, get my stuff done. And there's a lot of people in the stream, I just start talking with my hands for forever. And then I stopped. But that's fine. I legit got here for the community, not really to work. I should have worked this week. I did work. I didn't work on this. This needed to be done by now. Oh man, I don't remember how I literally just drew her. Let's see. Okay, so am I on? Oh, I'm not even on 12. I'm skipping 12. Let's not skip 12. Okay, so I know where this is, and I know that this is the king. King was in the country house. Alright, what was this? Hang on, I'm gonna read this one real quick. Offended, the king yelled, "Shut that baby up, woman, or leave the courts." Oh boy. But the child turned sharply to the king and said, "You do it!" I haven't read my story in a while. Surprised by being given such a direct order, and by how much authority the child spoke with, the king had to gather his wits again. "What did you say?" "King," said the child, his gaze steady, "at every turn you have disappointed me. You have abused your people and caused many to hate themselves. You have divided the kingdom using mockery and fear. But if you can do this one thing, if you can make that child laugh, or if you can even make her smile, I give you my word that I will never visit your courts again for as long as you live, and I will speak well of you to other kings. However, if you cannot bring happiness to even your own child, I will have to teach you how. I will have to teach you how, for the sake of the ones that I love." All right, shut that baby up, huh? Gosh, I remember this. I like the punchline to this story. It's pretty fun. All right, so we got Mr. King Dude. And we've got the crown. So we're just gonna do Crowny Kingy Dude. And his Crowny Kingy hair. No, I can draw. It really has been a while since I actually read my own story, which is funny. Like, I know the story, but like going back through and being like, huh, they said that, didn't they? I'm like, you people are strange. Even though I wrote about them, so that's that. Alright, I'm not gonna worry about the details for it, I just need to know where he is. Is he standing? He's not standing. He wouldn't stand for his child. It would just be this. That would be his throne. So we're gonna have okay. Throne. You do it. Michael's such a brat. Oh, I like Michael. The name of the child, even though it's not named in the story, it's Michael, who is, actually, is he on here? Hang on. There's this. No, not that. Oop, not what I meant to do. Sorry about that. I would have sworn I had Michael up here. Oh, because I fused them together, so you won't see it from here. That's why. Beneath that picture, this little path, that yellow path is Michael's path. It makes sense. There's an original. I could show you the picture of it. I won't right now because I'm working on this. Actually, I might. Where is it? I know it's here. I have it. Hang on. I kind of want to see Michael again because he's interesting. I like Michael a lot. He is a jerk and also a villain for quite some time. But he's also a hero and amazing and deals with a lot. There he is. This is Michael. My way to baby Michael. That's the picture flipped. But yeah. He's called the eternal child. Technically he does get older, but very, very slow. There's no way to convey how many emotions I have when I look at this picture. Because it just looks like a simple picture to you guys. And as it should, because you're not going to know his story yet. I am working on publishing his book, and you will see his book. This is one of the stories about him, but that's not his book. The Michael's Child series is the one that I'm publishing whenever I can get a publisher. And that's going to be, it's Rosalie's story, which is his mom, Michael's story, his, and then Keena's story. Which I think I probably wasn't supposed to say that, but there's not going to be enough people who watch this stream right now for that to be a giveaway, so it's just going to be a secret lore Easter egg drop that, like, nobody's going to know except, like, you. Like, I'm not worried about dropping those lore hints. You guys aren't going to know it, because you're not here for it. I really wasn't supposed to drop that lore, though. So, I'm not going to say it again. There's some fun stuff that I will be doing with Keena and Ladea shortly, actually. Well, hopefully with Ladea. Okay, I'm gonna stop trying to make a throne. It's fine. And I'm gonna go... Oh, hang on, just save that real quick. And then we're gonna go here, not here, here. We need to figure out this picture. Because I need to get I just need to get at least all the outlines for 12 through 17. The outlines just need to be done. Like, I should at least have already had that done this week. Alright, so the child returned again. His presence is announced to the king, and the third queen came and brought her daughter. She was not allowed further in. So the other queens heard about it. They took their children too. I'm gonna take... I think what I'm gonna do is... I'm gonna take these as references. Actually, I can... This is fine, I can do this. It's not hard. It's not hard. Alright, so we're gonna take you. Or that. I'm gonna do outline. She took her daughter to meet him. I don't want to do the exact same picture again, because this just looks... I'm just gonna be writing the same picture. I don't want to do this. I need to do something different. She stayed against the wall to watch the proceedings, so... We're gonna have... I have her sitting here, right? So we're gonna make the door here. Oh, actually, this may be a good idea here. So we'll have a door. Don't want it to be that. I don't need it to be that angly. Let's just do a little angly. Yeah, okay, hang on. There we go. We're just gonna beep, 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 beep. It's supposed to be the far wall, wasn't it? So, whatever. Librarian visits child. The child goes to the readings king. Half raise your kingdom. I have the child facing the king here. I want to keep the angles the same, but I don't want to draw the same picture, if that makes sense. Like, look. So let's do the king's child. It's fair as well, no thanks to you. So we're gonna have puffy arms. Huffa arm. Arm is a huffa. Okay. The huffy shoulders. He's gonna have a huffy face. Me. That's a huffy face, right? Bang. Huffy face. Alright. So then, we'll just have the child stepping in. It'll just be cheated out a little bit. So we're just gonna make, we'll do like his robes and stuff as the feature for this picture. You got his mantle. There you go. Oh. Okay. Oh, just make sure that's cool. Alright, so we've got the child with his mantle, you've got the king with his little huffy arms. We're gonna move him here a little bit, because I just... Okay, but I don't like the position of the words, because it seems like the king is saying, "Greetings, king," and it seems like the child is saying, "Fares well, no thanks to you." So I gotta try to maybe change the words, where the words are. So that is not there. Oh, fun. Okay, so this one I can move. Alright, so then we're gonna take this one, which I have to do manually. Oh wait, what? Hang on, can I move it? No, I can't move it. Yes, I can. Okay, I just have to move it using that. Okay. It was just on the same layer. Ugh, that's awful. Fun fact, don't put them on the same layer if you want to move them easily. Matt! Oh my gosh, hi! How have you been? Ah, it's so cool that you popped in. I'm happy to see you. How are you doing? Still making the films and stuff, yeah? Let's see if we fix this. I still don't like this. I'm still not happy with this. Alright, so I think I'm gonna put this down here. I'm not happy. I'm not happy with this. Look, I'm really not. It's like something is bothering. I've liked the position of the words before, but I don't like the quote camera angle. If I there are things I don't like about this. I'm glad to hear it. Yeah, I wanna build a community of people who just like create and help each other create, or inspire and help each other inspire. So yeah, it's fun. Little of this, little of that. Finish your first draft screenplay. Oh, the one that you wrote last year. I felt that. Will do. Aye aye. Thank you so much for coming by. Like, I really appreciate it. So, hey, Matt, before you head out, do you feel free to shout out your channel or whatever. Like, if there's something going on that you want people to know about, shout it out, because that's what I want to do here. So, like, I can just be like, yo, visit Matt's channel. Yo, it's so cool to see you. Thank you for coming by. I'm actually working on animation, so if you know people who are good at animating, I could use them very, very badly, as I am self-taught all of the things and don't enjoy animating at all. Awesome. There you go. Check him out at MVAMICK. MVMA. Check out Matt. He's gonna build the chat. Thanks, man. So I think what I'm gonna do is this here. I think that's what I'm gonna do. And I just need to move this text. I think that's my problem with it. Stay gorgeous! Yeah, so we're gonna move this one. This one wants to kill me. I like that. I grow weary of your visits, child. Alright, so we're gonna put you here, I guess. I don't like the arrangement of the words on the page. Should I really just make it that close? Should I? Shouldn't I? Should I? Should I do it this way? It's a little bolder of a position for the words, but I can probably do it that way. You know what? Maybe what I want to do is take this. And we're gonna change that. We have it all centered, right? Yeah. So we're gonna do. Wait, what? I thought I just hit enter. Hello. What's his hap? What hap? Why did that work? Hang on a second. So you guys can't see what I'm doing. There's like a whole space between these. Why? And that, what? Why? Why? But you know what? If the space is what you need, I will give you space. It works. Whatever. Fine. Anyway. So we're gonna do it this way, I guess. And then we'll do... Then I guess we'll do this so that it parallels. Because I'm not a fan of this, like, thing. Okay, so we're gonna do... Ratings King. Okay, so that worked. Why was the other one not working? That's so weird. You're bizarre. Your face is bizarre. That's fine. Alright, so greetings, King. How fares your kingdom? Do I like the way that these words are on the page? I don't need to spend 80 hours on these words on this page. I can change them after I finish the picture. It's bothering me, though. Because the other way was just so much better for the words, but really the picture, because you got this coming up on this picture, so that just makes the most sense. And I don't want to change that. I like that. So I just need the view to be fine. But now I gotta change his ropes, because now it doesn't flow. So, bleh. Alright. I change his stupid robes. Stupid robes, and the robes are stupid. Nobody cares about your robes. Stupid robes. The things I do for your robes. Alright, so now I'm gonna do this. I guess. It's fine. Actually, we're gonna take you and shift you over. Boop. Yeah, it's fine. We'll figure it out. Alright, and then we're gonna do this. So then you're gonna have the robes go le floy this way. There you go. And I don't care if you think that wasn't necessary. I think it was necessary. Because if you have... it, like, the pictures need to, like, kind of caress the words, and the words need to caress the pictures, you know? It's my opinion. Do your own thing. Like, literally nobody in chat going, man, I think that's stupid. It's just me pretending that everybody thinks it's stupid. That's fine. Alright, so I need... leggies. You have leggies. Congratulations, you have legs. Actually, you know what, apparently... because I'm a dork. There, that's my quote for the week. Take that with you, encourage yourself with it, be strong. Congratulations, you have legs. And if you don't have legs, congratulations, you don't, I guess. Either way, however you are awesome. Congratulations, you are awesome. Thinking about Full Metal Alchemist, where he has like the metal leg, and I'm like, that was dope. Also, I'm thinking about this prosthetics that Ahmed is making. I think that's cool. Anyway, congratulations, you have legs. That's my quote. You're welcome. I'm not gonna go any deeper on that. It's just me being stupid. Alright, so. What am I? Where am I? Who am I? What is happening? This needs to be cohesive with this? Does it? So I can do, actually, I can get rid of that, and do, I can do two separate pictures, or I can try to put them together. This one, I'm kind of ish putting those together, but there's just not. Okay, so I think I will do like a whole long room. So we have this king chair. This would take a good artist no time at all to do all of this. I am an average artist. It will take me time at all. But you will get what you get. Also, his body is tiny. Okay, or that is fine, actually. Oh, because I literally didn't... I hit... That was still on the thing. I thought I was on it. It's fine. Alright. So, in relative to your chair... And then we're gonna take water. And we're gonna change you back down again. Alright. Got a really crooked chair, but that's okay. This is just the outline. We're gonna change later. Alright. Now we got a wall. And then we should have a wall here, right? Right, guys? Right? Right. So then I want to have the woman over here. I'm going to put you here because you got the baby. So here's the woman with the baby. Wow. Woman has the baby. La mujer con su bebé. Okay. And we're gonna have the two women come in. It would make me really want like a rear door here so that they could come in from here, but I feel like we'll just make there be a door. We're just gonna make there is huzzah, there's now a door. I don't think the door was there in the court, but that's where it's gonna be today. It's fine. Alright. Gonna have the women's coming in with their own bebés, and they're sneaking in because the court's already in session, so you got to have your bebé, and you got to have the child. Doop doop doop. The woman with the big puff skirt. Okay, and how did you skirt? Skirt? Okay. And then there's that. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so then that's gonna be her with this. So she's got like the hair that does that, and the thing that does that. I'm gonna try to not make it as wide as it was last time, but that's fine. She's got a wider head. And I guess we're just gonna make you here, I guess. Alright, so there's you, and there's you, and there's that. There we go. Okay, so that's a good enough angle, I think, for this one. Oh, you guys can't even see this, because my whole big head is in the way. Hang on. I'm gonna poop. So make this a little smaller so you can actually see some of what I'm doing. And let's go ahead and make my head a little smaller. Wee. Hey, look, I'm tinier. It's okay, I can fix it later. So now... I mean, it's really not much. It's fine. Okay. It's cool. Just felt weird because, like, sitting there drawing, ain't nobody seeing any of that. Let's see. So then you've got other mujer coming in with her child. And she's got the little squiggly. And she's got the necklace. Alright, so then we're gonna have the puerto like this. Puerta, isn't it? Door is feminine. Whatever. I'm working on my Spanish. Eventually, me and Esteban will be able to have a full conversation on a street. Without me sitting there using Google Translate. And then we have... Okay, so there's a child. There's a child. And child called hand. Child come in. Okay, so that's... I think how we're gonna make that happen. I think. So that way I can depict the entrance, and we can depict this here. Okay. Yata, hui hui, and things. Alright. Your chair is like just there, and it's really weirding me out. Can I move? There's things I don't like. There's things I don't like. Hang on. Stop doing things. Alright, so I'm gonna... There's things I don't... Just because I put that entrance there, and the entrance is visually weird to me. It works well on the page, it's just weirding me out because I don't feel like it would actually be... Okay, so what I'm gonna do is we're gonna actually make this fade into this, and that's gonna fix that for me. So that way they don't have to be technically on the exact same plane. So I can play with it. So this is just gonna fade into that. And I think I'm actually gonna move this up a little bit because of that. Because it's gonna bother me otherwise, because I don't think that's the right angle. Okay. Okay, cool. So that's what that's gonna be. And then that's just gonna fade into that area. And we'll play with that later. So that doesn't actually have to be the exact same wall. Stop doing stupid. There you go. Cool. Love that for you. Okay. Cool. Alright, so then we're gonna do king has his throne here. That always seems to be lopsided, probably because of how I'm holding my screen. Totally fine though. Alright, so then we have this question mark? That's a little bit too much there. So we'll do it about that far. And then we'll have the base of that. And you'll have this here. That's his throne. Okay. So then we're gonna have king in mansplain mode. Because I really like putting king in mansplain mode. Dude just be chilling on his throne. He don't give a truck. Okay. So then we're gonna have... Ooh. Is that how I'm doing this? It is now, I guess. Alright, and he has... Oh, yes, puffer sleeves, right. Him got them puffer sleeves. Alright, then we got... this. And his hair does the thing. And he's got the crown. Alright, cool. So now we have the outline for this page. Oh boy. That took a little bit of finagling to do that, but that's fine. Good, don't do that. You know what? Whatever. I'll fix it in post. Okay. So we're gonna say save. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, or 11, 12, and 13. I basically know how they're gonna be. I'm not gonna worry about that. It's just gonna be them and their kids. Alright. Oh, are we gonna get to the punchline? We might get to the punchline on this stream. Alright. So, looking to his advisors, they all shook their heads. The child had a reputation, after all. It would be better to just go along for now. Go along for now with what happened? I'm so sorry. Oh, right. If you cannot bring happiness to even your own child, I will have to teach you how. I will have to teach you how, for the sake of the ones that you love. There needs to be a comma in there so we can read that correctly. I'm gonna go and fix that. Anyway. Looking to his advisors, they all shook their heads. The child had a reputation, after all. It would be better to just go along for now. Surely, making his daughter smile wouldn't be so hard a task, and the payoff would be having the child's good word. The payoff of having the child's good word would benefit the kingdom. So the king had the woman come stand before him. Give me the child, he directed, and the woman handed her daughter over to him. As soon as she was out of her mother's arms, the girl cried louder. The king tried to hush her, attempted to soothe her, but instead of calming, the baby screamed more. Enraged, the king stood from his chair and all but threw the girl back into her mother's arms and yelled, "You need to do better with this baby. She is impossible. You should be able to train her." We like this king. Alright, so, the picture that I'm gonna draw here. Good question. So he looks to his advisors. I don't want to draw all his advisors again. I can do it though, it's fine. Surely make the daughter up. I probably have to put the advisors here. So the king had the woman come to town before him giving a child. I think I'll have the advisors. That's okay. The book started with the advisors. It can end with the advisors. Probably a good idea. I just don't want to draw all 5 of them again. It's just me being lazy. Alright. I'm gonna get another one of these pictures. But alright, so I have to go grab the other image real quick of the advisors, or I will forget what they look like. There they are. Okay, I'll pop this back up now. Okay. So. Yay. So excited about this. I'm gonna cheat. Just saying. I'm gonna cheat. I don't want to redo all of these guys again. I don't. I really don't. Alright, we're gonna, we need to put all the text into one thing and Control G. So now it's a group, and I can get out my way. Ooh, get up, away, get up, away. Fine. I'm like this all the time. Okay, so we're gonna do that. We're gonna go boop, and we're gonna go woo. Him's a widow man. Okay, so there's one. And then, so that's the businessman, then you got the craftsman. So glad I thought ahead and put them all on separate, planes. Separate, layers, because, jeez, I'm dealing with these guys is like, la la la. Alright, there you go. Oop, that's fine. And make it a little smaller. Okay. I mean, I'm gonna not, they're not gonna be in the exact same position, but I really don't feel like doing all that. You know? I don't. Okay. There's Craftsman. Then we got the Philosopher. Uh-huh. Philo-so. I'm gonna put... I think I'm gonna put Philosopher, like... We'll play with it, because I need to change their positions a little bit anyway. Unsure. We'll find out. Alright. But I'm also not trying to go back and forth to remember what they look like. I'm just gonna draw over them so I have like their basic features. Whatever, you figure it out. My favorite, Fuzzy Hair. What's up, Fuzzy Hair? I like his fluffy hair. His hair looks like an ice cream. Alright. Scientist. It's gonna be behind the philosophers. Philosophers like this, though. Alright, then we have the last one is the charismatic. There was another picture of charismat, right? I mean, this should be just fine, actually. There's him here, so it's on one. I could probably just do this, because I don't want his hands all in the way. Oh, good. Also, the one that I was trying to pick, it wasn't. Okay, there. I don't know why that's happening. That's fine. Alright, so we're gonna go to here. Put Mr. Charismat over here. Label that so I know what I'm doing. Move you. And behind everybody else. There you go. There we go. Alright, so now we have everybody. Actually, he might be in front of everybody, considering his whole thing. I might put him in front. Alright, so now we're gonna arrange this. I kind of want to change his position too, because he's gonna be... Oh, good. That's not what I meant to do. Control Z. Definitely was not my intention. That's fine. There we go. Alright, so think... Boop doop doop. Doop doop. Doop doop boop doop. Yeah, I think I'll put him about here. Definitely want the philosopher. I think I'm gonna put the scientist, right? Yeah. I'm gonna move the scientist. He's gonna be over here. I need a businessman. There we go. Yeah, I like that arrangement. Alright, so then we got the craftsman. I have another picture of the craftsman, don't I? Whatever, this is fine. Don't worry about it. Alright. Yeah, okay, so that's roughly where I want everybody to be. I think. Let's get charismat a little bit over, just a little bit more. I think that sounds about right. Scientist. And angle him like that, and maybe just boop, and then boop, because he's kinda on the tallish side. Yeah, looks like a nice group. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is, speaking of groups, Gonna put all of them in a group. Hang on, wait, what are you? Are you one of those? No, you're not. Okay. So we got these. G. Boop. So that way I can put this here and change the group there. There you go. Nice and simple. Because I didn't want to flatten the layer because I might still rearrange it. So instead of flattening the layer and changing the opacity, just put them in a group and put the opacity down. Okay. Then I need the outline. So the outline's gonna be, nobody's on there, right? Nope. Okay, cool. Okay. As soon as she's out of their mother's arms, the girl cried louder. The king tried to hush her. So this isn't going to be like a continuous page, it's just going to be 2 different pages, because it's going to be a little bit easier. She is impossible. Save. So this little indicator right down here is saying that it's kind of using quite a lot of data. And, yeah, it's not great. It's probably wanting me to shut this down and we'll reopen it, but we're not going to do that. It's not awful, but it's not great. But yeah, just a heads up if you end up starting to use crit or whatever, that's indicating that you've used quite a bit of memory and it's trying to use a lot of your CPU or GPU or whatever. Bleh. It's an indicator that things are going to get wonky. That's what that is. I don't speak tech, I just use the tech and don't know what the words do. This is the kind of good knowledge you came to the stream for. It's a LaCroix. I was actually gonna get a liquid death because I thought that might be fun. I legit didn't know about liquid death until game theory. Food theory did a thing on it, which is funny because apparently all of my friends knew about liquid death. And now I'm all intrigued that I want to get the liquid death sparkly water, but I had LaCroix, so. Alright. I'm gonna do... for this one... because there's a lot of powerful stuff in this scene. Like, I could have her handing the daughter over. I could have the king downright chucking a daughter into her mom's arms. I don't particularly want to do that. Segueing from these guys, so I think it's gotta be a tamer scene. So I think I'm just gonna have an angry king. Yeah, I'm angry. Won't do that. Can't do that. I would never take that seriously. Alright, alright. There's that. He is nonplussed. I got a baby. Baby not happy. Not happy, baby. Not happy king. Don't know how this king would hold a child. Question. And baby. I think this maybe works for how to hold a child in a way that you don't know how to hold a child, but you're trying to hold a child. That works, right? Oh, he has a thing on, doesn't he? I've forgotten this whole time. He wears... Oh no. Oh no, I don't have it on here as a reference. Oh, well, I can use this. Okay, so he has, so you got this, right? What are we looking at? Because you have the... Yeah. Okay. I was gonna say, he has, like, something that goes around. So we're gonna do this. And then that. There we go. Okay. So then, this is actually a similar position. Of course, he's really young in this, so he's got longer hair now. This story is really tragic because, like, the king, as a child, when he first got his advisors, he wasn't an evil king. He was trying to get actual good advice, you know? But he kept the same kind of advisors his father kept around him, and yeah, he became a pretty bad king. Alright, so we have... That should be fine, I guess. Yeah, it's fine, Your hair's different every day anyway. Alright, so we're gonna do this, and this, and then this, and then this, and something. It's okay. We're okay. I am okay. I totally know how to draw. I do. I so know how to draw. I know how drawing works. Have I mentioned any less than 100 times how much I hate doing art? Have I mentioned that yet? So funny. It's so funny. Like, the things that I hate doing in my life, I have made my entire life about. Like I hate long projects. I'm, quote, not good at projects. My whole channel, my whole life is a project. And then I'm like, oh, I hate doing art. It's so aggravating. Actually, even when I was younger, hilariously, I would say things like, I knew that I was really, I guess, vibrant as a person. Like my personality is not, it's not muted. It's kind of at 100 all of the time. And I knew that about myself, and I didn't like that. So I was like, you know, if people just wouldn't look at me and just mind their own business, I could just be me, and it wouldn't be a problem. Like, if everybody else was as excited as me, I'd blend in. I'm not trying to stand out. Like, I just am me. and so I actually, when I was really young, one of the things I didn't want was I didn't want to stand out. But I kept doing it anyway because it was who I was, as I'm loud and I don't hold back on my emotions ever, and it was like, I guess this is what I am. And so, like, all the things that I've hate, like, I embrace it now. I have fun. I love being on camera, and I love spotlight and stuff like that. It's great. And it's not like, hey, I like the spotlight, like, oh, it's about me. It's just, that's my energy. It's my vibe. I like it. I enjoy doing it. We need people who do it because you need entertainers. We all have our places that we excel at, and I happen to really like the darn camera. So hi. But, like, you know, you don't have to be an a-hole about it. There's just, like, a lot of stigma that goes with it. Like, one of the worst stigmas is when you raise your hand in class. You want, oh, I hate this. Okay, so you know when, like you're in class, and if you're an excitable child, you are wanting to learn, so you raise your hand, you want to answer questions, you want to ask questions, you're inspired, you're motivated, and the teachers, like, hate you for it. Like, because it's like they have to. I get it from a teacher's standpoint. You have to get everybody involved because that's what you want to do. You want to get not just the same person to talk all the time. But a lot of teachers, instead of explaining that to the child, just let the child sit there with their hand raised for 10, 20, 30 minutes because they had something they wanted to say, and they're like in tears at this point, but they wanted to say the thing, and then they finally call on them and they're like, yes, what is it? And then you say it, and it's 30 minutes out. So they're like, well, we've moved on past that. Yeah, but I didn't. I was here. You know? And like people who are eager to learn, they're viewed as people who just want the attention. People who just want the spotlight. They're eager to learn. Like there's a way to talk to somebody who is eager to learn and say, hey, I appreciate you. I see your hand, but we're gonna have to, I need to call in some other people for a little bit. I'm so sorry. If it's still really important at the end of class, we might be able to get back to you. Something. Instead of just leaving you there to wonder, like there's such a complex that I developed that I was always too much or not enough. I was never just right. Constantly. I was always too much. I was always not enough. Like, if I was too much, people would be like, you need to stop talking. Make sure you, make sure to have, like, an off switch sometime. Whatever. You know, you're, like... But then the inverse of that was if I wasn't being bubbly and outgoing that day, it's, oh, what's wrong? I was like, nothing. You guys wanted me to shut up. and then you get people who'll be like, oh, I don't understand why you underperform. And you're like, what do you want from me, man? What do you want from me, man? I try to perform, and you're like, oh, you stop trying to take the spotlight. There are no stars here. But then you don't do the thing, and it's like, oh, you're so talented. Why aren't you doing anything with your talents? And I just want to be like, F you! So that is my thing today. I always have a soapbox for one of these. I got myself into that soapbox all on my own. There's not even anybody in my chat. But that bothers me. Stupid. But yeah, so I said all of that for no reason, really. I was saying that because I was thinking about how everybody's different. That's all that was. And I decided to get on that soapbox. But it was important to me. Because, like, we all... we all have things to contribute, and it doesn't matter if you're the quiet one or not, or the louder one. Like, you have a place. It's fine. That's to all of the people in my life who didn't realize how stupid their words were at me. I'm also doing well, by the way. I get in my emotions, but I'm very, very well. Very happy. I love what I do. Oh, I do write stories that, like, nobody asks for. Like, I write fables. Tell me a single person who's asking for fables. Like, find me one. By all means, find me one, but then bring them to the chat. Alright, so we need... Mama. You know, I really, really feel like there's not really so much of a, quote, ADD, ADHD as, like, diagnosis, like, you're wrong, like, you need medication. Yes, there is a place for medication to help you focus. That's absolutely valid, so I'm not going against that. But I think what happens is that our society is so geared against creatives, and the way that creative minds work is that we've decided that anybody with a creative mind is too much to handle, so we have to label them into a place where they can be manageable by society. And it's the only reason we're called ADD, ADHD is because that's the only way that the rest of common society can deal with us. Like, I don't think that you're actually a deficit. I think that you are just highly creative. You're imaginative. You listen to everything all at once. And there's so much going on. And we can use skills and medication. If we're trying to like focus, if it's really, really bad, you can use that. You can use foods, stuff like that. I'm not against things like therapy. I'm just against the stigma where we have relabeled creatives as attention deficit. Or we've relabeled imaginative or different thinking as, oh, neurodivergent. And I mean, sure, I'm gonna be part of my neurodivergent crew and I'm gonna love you. But it's the label that goes with it. It's the way that we've come at it like you're a problem. And then you wonder why all these creatives deal with depression, anxiety, and suicide. Because you're telling them that their entire being, who they are, how they're born, is a problem. That is what you are doing. You're not a problem. You're freaking amazing, and go make your junk. I love you. I'm also not ending the stream. I have more to do. I can get on a TED Talk with nobody chatting at me. I think that's a skill set. Woman, mujer. I'm gonna take this real quick. You are on level 3, yes? Yes, okay. I'm gonna use that. Copy. It's just so much easier to deal with this way. Base. Like, I know I'm kind of being a little cheaty. It's just so much easier to deal with when I have a basic baseline that I can reference, and then I can be like, okay, that's what I'm doing. Alright, so we're gonna use this. And we have just swirly swoops. I like her hair, it's pretty. She reminds me of Rosalie. She got really pretty hair. Okay, so she's gonna have these. Let me actually get rid of that real quick, because I think her face needs to be more toward her child. So we're gonna take these, and then we're gonna push these in a little bit. Maybe. There we go. So this is just the outlining part, so I'm not really too worried. I need to do that here. I don't want to change the opacity though. Alright, so we're gonna do face. Oh, face! Yeah, she wouldn't even let anybody hold her child, so she's gonna be really concerned about the baby. Let's fix this a little bit. Oh, still had that on eraser. Alright, so this actually needs to tilt a little bit, so that's gonna drive me nuts. better. Okay, and then she does have earrings, so those are gonna be here and here. And then what's her hair like? Like that, okay. I hope everybody loves themselves today. I wonder how many people who became famous were told that they were too much or not enough. Probably every one of them. Alright, and then she's got tassels on these. Oh. Check. Oh. Not at all important. Cool. There's somebody I'm waiting to see just in case they'll be on the stream or not today. Alright, so you got the Bibbit. There we go. That's actually a good outline. I like this. Alright, now we're gonna go to next outline. Alright, so we've done these, and so now we need this one. Ooh, we're right at near... Oh, we're right at the punchline! Oh, wow! Wait, so there's another... Yeah, there is one more page, and then it's done. Oh. Okay, well, here's the ending of the story, I guess. Let me get these texts into here. Ding. So, King threw the daughter back. She's impossible. You should be able to train her. Suddenly, the child was standing directly beside the king. Startled, the king took a step back. The child reached out and grabbed the king's wrist. "You need a softer touch, king," said the child. And as the words formed, the air around the king's body rippled. His skin became softer, and he began to shrink. What? What is... Shh, no loud voices, said the child. And as the child's voice met his ears, the king's mouth shut. And still he shrank, and the child never released his arm. His body became lighter, and his legs shrunk up away from the floor. His eyes darted around for help until they could no longer look anywhere but straight in front of him. Within seconds, what once had been a man was now a doll. The doll wore a carnival hat and an outfit of vibrant colors. It appeared to be hand-stitched from soft thread, with cute button eyes and a happy little smile. Tiny bells topped its shoes, and a frill decorated its neck. The child held up the plush doll and jingled its little feet in front of the baby in her mother's arms. "Greetings, princess," he said in a soft voice. "Do you like this?" When the girl opened her tearful eyes to see what was jingling, she saw the bright colors and fun hat and little belled feet and laughed. Reaching her arms out for it, the child smiled and gave her the doll. Then the child stepped back and said, "Well now, it seems that even the most useless beings can have value. This is why it is said in Riyadh, heed the warnings or become a puppet." Oh, sociopathic kid. Anyway, really interesting story in my opinion. I feel for the king. Like, the king was awful, but I feel for the king. Alright, so gonna get rid of that. Michael got away with so much stuff. This is before Michael's villain arc, by the way. That he just goes and turns this king into a doll. Oh. Alright. So we are gonna do the outline. We're at the end though, I'm so happy. So we just have the child reaching out and grabbing the king's wrist. I think yeah, because this part is really creepy. So I'm gonna do we're gonna have the king here, I think. I can actually draw. I can. I don't know why crowns are so hard. That's fine. They're difficult, like drawing stars are difficult. Like you have to get the right distance for each of the little peaks. Alright, so then you've got the king's seat, right? Okay. So then you have this here for that. You have the king's arm then. And this is where you would have the child. Right, because the king would be pointing at the woman accusing her, so you have the child here. Saying, none of that. Using basically a blue magic card. So you've got his hand here, because he was being all accusatory. Child is ticked off. Okay. This part's gonna be really fun to draw. Yep. And this is why you don't tick off Michael. Alrighty. There we go. Yeah. He really did have the ability to become a villain at a very young age. Like, even if he's the eternal child, he's not too far. He's what? How old is he in this? He was 40 when. It's maybe. I feel like he's in his. I feel like he should be in his 40s now. His friend. And his friend had a daughter, so he's gotta be older than that. He's gotta be 60s? Something. His emotional development was... His emotional development is interesting because he somehow simultaneously never gets to be an adult or a kid. So, he's just a really intriguing kind of personality. Because he's still got the, like, childish instinct or childish nature. And he didn't really have, like, a really steady family, I guess, if that makes sense. Erica, you're here! Hi! Welcome to the chat. Mwah. It's a little quiet, this chat. Usually there's a lot of people, there's a lot of talking in my chat, usually. Because I usually have, like, Ahmed and Tech here. But neither of them could make today's stream so far. But I'm happy you're here. Did you see some of the beginning stuff? I was finishing up these pages here. I'm just trying to get my outlines done. I'm at the ending of my book finally, so I should be able to finish the outlines and be coloring it next. Well, should be. Look, if I get my ducks in a row, I should have it half colored by the time I'm back here next week. But I'm probably just going to save the coloring for next week and just get all the line work done this week. Because I have other things I do also need to work on. I'm not just working on this. And then, of course, we have streams. But I'm glad that one of my streams is this, because I get so much more work done sometimes. And I like mind to mend. Missed the beginning. It's okay. Totally fine. But yeah, did you get to hear the punchline of the story? If you did, I'm just curious what you think about Michael. Of course, you weren't, or the child, I guess. The child is the one that turned the king. But I like the punchline of the story. Oh, that's fine. I need to fix his garb. I just need to figure out how I want him to stand, really, is my problem. Let's see, I'm gonna have you... Yeah, I don't like any of this. Hang on. We're gonna play around a little bit. Because I'm not a fan of any of whatever is happening right here. I got the essence down, but I don't have the position down. So what you up to today? You getting some work done while we're here? Alright, so you've got this. He's got... Again, the essence is there, the execution is not. Hang on. There's gotta be an easy way to flip between these. I know that there is. It's not fun work like this. Like, this is fun. You know, I will say it's probably more fun to do this than to do my quote 9 to 5. Um, but that's because I'm doing it for myself. But I have said so many times in my life, and many times even on these streams, how much I hate art. Not hate art itself, just hate doing art. It's very... There's a lot that goes into it, and I don't always have the patience for it. But I like that I have the ability to do art, and I like doing the work for my stuff. So like my passion isn't necessarily doing art itself, but my passion is the story. And because I'm passionate about the story and the people who are in it, I will endure the process that is doing the art to get there. If that makes sense. It's kind of like I will endure cleaning my room in order to get into my headset and play Beat Saber with you at some point. My room is not clean, by the way. There's a whole reason why my camera is facing up. Just real. I'm an artist and I'm doing art things, and that's my excuse. But yeah, I do think being on streams is fun. That is fun. That's fun work. My head hurts because these headphones and my hat, but I need the hat because I'm cold as all get out. I'm wearing 3 layers and my heater is set to 78, and this room is not 78 degrees. I can promise you that. It's like a single digit outside this room, and it's like the cold is converging into the room, and so no matter how much heat you pump into this room, it's not gonna get higher than like 60. So I am in 3 layers and that, and it's staying on no matter how much my head hurts because I don't care. This is cold. I am cold. I don't do cold. I do like that this camera angle kind of makes it look like I mean, it first of all, it makes it look like I have a very girly room in some respects because I've got like all these dolls. But y'all know me, I collect dolls. Then, so it also kind of looks like I have a nice clean room-esque or an organized room. Negative, from 2 to 5. Oh, 2. Okay, I read that as -5 degrees. So I'm glad I misread that. But 2 to 5 inches of snow tonight. Oh, okay. So your area doesn't usually get snow. Yeah, our area doesn't get a lot of snow where I'm at, but we don't get no snow. We are gonna be getting some snow this week, I think. But we are in the single digits for this week. I'm not happy about that. Alright, so there are things I like and things I don't like about this picture right now. So I need to figure out his arm. Like, he's coming up from behind him, but visually speaking, I think that the king needs to be cheated out a bit. Like, there's a lot I don't like about this right now. What? I thought I hit a button. Don't worry about that. Shut up. Okay. There. Okay, so this. I feel like I need to do this. Like that. And like cheat him out a little bit. And then I need to take Michael. And make him just a little bit even more, because he's supposed to be in the background. But he grabs this guy's wrist. So I'm gonna do... this. And then I don't like that this is, like, connected to his body. That's gonna drive me nuts. There we go. Need to be that out, but doesn't need to be that not out either, so there we go. Something to this extent, degree, thing, whatever is the English word I'm trying to think of. I'm a writer, by the way. Alright. Gotta keep reminding people of that when I don't know how to English. Oh, yeah, so to your comment, I know that's nothing, but for many areas, but that's insane here. Look, there's so many areas that get laughed at by northern states. In like the southern states get laughed at by the northern states because they have like memes like you drop a cup of ice on the floor and suddenly the schools are closed, and I love those memes. They're great. But if your place does not get a lot of snow, you're not allowed to have things like snow tires or chains or other things that help you with snow that would make driving in snow okay, because it tears up the roads. So we don't have those in our areas, and then it's dangerous for the kids because it's not on our school buses, and the slightest mistake will kill our kids. You know, like it's a serious issue because we don't have the things to make it not a serious issue. So like there's the comedy of it, but there's also the practicality that we're not equipped to handle much of it. So it's just that, you know. Yeah, the overpasses are dangerous, and it is. If we had the equipment here, we could drive on it. It's not like everybody's just terrified of ice. It's just, it's just that things, especially if your area doesn't usually get a lot of snow. Usually, what you get is only ice. So you'll get like rain. The rain will become ice. Then it'll snow. And then it'll rain, and it'll ice again, and then you don't know what you're driving on, if what you're driving on is water or ice. And there's a lot of, and I mean, like, I know northern areas get that, but you do at least have the equipment. We don't have that. So, yeah, and then people who just don't know how to drive on it because they don't have to drive on it on the daily, then yeah, it's dangerous for them, and it's dangerous for everybody around them. Cars are legally acceptable weapons that we use all the time. These are potentially really you're driving a bulk of a thing at a lot of a mile an hour. Like, yeah. It's, you don't want people who don't know how to drive out there around you, even if you know how to drive. I grew up in upstate New York, so I'm okay with the weather. But I would never go out because I don't trust other drivers. I do still laugh at the meme, though. I do still think it's really funny, the whole drop a cup of ice and, schools are closed! I do think that's funny. That's like a good meme. It's like, it's legit what it feels like here. There are some days where you're just like, why did you close the school? Like, there's nothing going on. But it's not like we know that. Our weather reporters don't know that. If our weather reporters say it's gonna snow, it sprinkles. If the weathers are like, oh, it's not gonna snow, it's suddenly we're out for 5 days because we had like 8 inches. Our weather reporters are weird. I think everybody was better at predicting the weather when they weren't using weather reporters. Whatever it is that they use, like weather satellites and stuff like that. I think we were better at predicting the weather before that. Alright, let me finish King. Alright, so we're gonna do... I really want a dynamic look for him. For this picture. So I'm gonna do Well, I've got his hand here. So I might actually bring his hand up from underneath. Hang on, so you got king. You've got this. You've got this. This is for king. You've got... What am I looking at? Stand up and then you put your arm up. Like, I'm trying to sit here and think, like, how you would grab somebody's arm. So, like... He reaches out. Like, if you're standing here and you're gonna reach out to grab somebody's arm, it's probably gonna be poop like that. So I'm gonna have to have his elbow. He's gonna be not as dynamic as I want him to be because otherwise it doesn't work. But I really want a dynamic pose. It's fine. Yeah. But because you're doing this, you're gonna have your pinky is up at the top. And you're gonna grip like that. Yeah. This is actually fairly accurate. This is fine. Cause I'm not doing like individual hands or whatever, or individual fingers. Just making sure like I'm not like way off base with how I'm doing this. Okay. Oh, the program I'm using is Krita, by the way. Oh, it does that, doesn't it? Oh, no, you can't see that because my head's on. I good, you can. Like, this never would have happened where I grew up. This is the version of walking to school in the snow uphill both ways. Yeah. So when we have people who come from like New York and stuff like that, they come here and then they just look at us like, what? I do like this picture though, I really do. There's a lot that I'm trying to get to happen correctly though, and some of it's not working at the moment, so... Oh boy. This is a lot of perspective issue for me right now. Like, I'm kind of playing the perspective by ear. And I'm kind of doing okay, but I'm also making lots and lots of stray lines. Because it's I'm like molding the page rather than knowing exactly where it goes. I just kind of keep molding it until it gets to where it needs to go. I did that! So there's a thing that I do, because I'm used to drawing by hand. And so I'll be drawing, and then I'll like do like the little eraser thing, and then I'll go to wipe it off. Like little eraser markings. And I just did that again. There's nothing there. It's purely digital. There is no eraser shavings. But I did. It's like an automatic thing. You erase with the eraser and then you... Oh dear. I don't think any Gen Z kids have to deal with that now because they pretty much have to all do everything by computer. But I like grew up by hand. So it's like instinct. It's like instant. Alright, so you're gonna have his thing here, there's that. And then I'm gonna actually have to move him up just a little bit more. Let me get his hat, crown, whatever. Get that. Let's see, because I need to shift him just a little bit more. How am I shifting? How are we shifting? How is shift? I think I'm doing this. And then I do need to lift his head just a little bit. Think about it like that. Stop doing things that are not things that you need to be doing. There you go. So you got your little ears. Him got him ears. Him ears. Pop those down a bit. Okay. Oh no, I don't like that. Hang on. So what am I trying to do here? Because I don't like that at all. Let me just redo your eyes. So I don't like that. Okay. there are things I do not like. Well, because he's not a kid anymore either, so I kind of want to give him smaller eyes than what I did before, but he is surprised. It's not like anybody just randomly touches the king, so... no mouth for you. Okay. Hang on, can we just take a moment to appreciate how freaking dope I think Michael is? He's so cool. I love him. I love my favorite little bean. It's so whenever you guys finally see Michael, you're gonna look at me and be like, "Why do you like this character so much?" It's because he does some awful, 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 awful things. Awful things. Awful things. They're awful. But I know him when he was not that, and he's so cool. It's awful when somebody does awful things and they screw up everything else about them because the stuff that they did. There's so much more to him than the awful things he did later in his life. He's so cool. I like Michael. Okay, anyway. I also really like that picture. It's just like, it's like, you touch my family. Alright. Yeah, he must have been around 60 there. Because he looks like he must have been in his late 60s, I guess, in this picture. I mean, he looks like a kid, but yeah, I think he's in his late 60s in this picture. I have to go back and look at the timeline again. Don't quote me on that for anybody who's looking at lore. I don't entirely 1000% remember. I know that the friend that he grew up with had a family. So he's looking after the friend's family here. So there's enough time that you've got the friend has grown up. And Michael was already 20-something by the time you even met him, I think. So there's that. So yeah. It is 60 sounds about right. I have to look at it though. Alright, so still he shrank. The child never released his arms. His body became lighter and his legs shrunk up away from the floor. His eyes darted around for help until they could no longer look anywhere but in front of him. Within seconds, what had once been a man was now a doll. So I need to just draw the doll in this instance. The doll wore a carnival hat and an outfit of vibrant colors. It appeared to be hand-stitched from soft thread with cute button eyes and a happy little smile. Bells jingled. Oh, tiny bells topped its shoes, and a frill decorated its neck. Alright, I've never actually drawn this doll. I know its description, but I've never actually tried to draw it. So, we'll see how that goes. There are things that you can, like, know in your head, but then when you try to draw it, your brain goes, huh? You know, like, if you're thinking about the stoplights, and you know that there's red, yellow, and green, but then your brain suddenly freezes and wonders which one is on the bottom and which one is on the top. Have you ever done that? Like, you try to draw it, and then you go, I know that I see it. Spoiler alert, green is on the bottom. But yeah, there's like that whole moment where your brain just freezes and goes, huh? And that's about the moment I'm having right now. It's like I see it in my head, but I'm not sure how to draw it. I really just did the whole hand swoopy thing again. It wasn't even an eraser mark. It was like trying to move the lines of your pencil. It's fine. It's fine. I don't need to give myself away. I don't need to tell you that I'm doing that. You can't see it. I could just be like, I am not neurodivergent. That would be a disservice to all other really awesome neurodivergent people, because we're cool. Alright. It helps to see it to draw. Absolutely. Absolutely. And do not be ashamed. Because, I've been going back. I've drawn these people so many times. I know what they look like, but I keep having to go back to see references of them because I'm like, I don't. Are you wearing a necklace? I don't remember. What was your shirt like? I don't know. I am making him look like a gesture doll that we have here on Earth. It's fine. It just will make sense to people here. Plus, I do believe that this look ends up in various tales, and I really do not remember what their carnival hats look like in this particular country. So. I've heard that some people see images in their head and others do not. I am one of the ones that can't really see images in my head. That's interesting. So is my godchild, and so is Bob from MySkirm from Bob, Mark, and Wade. They'll do like a whole bunch of stuff. Markiplier, Wade is Lord Minion 777, and Bob is MySkirm. And I say this because he's really cool people. And if you end up wanting to, like, take a look at really fun people, that's how you spell it. But he's a really cool guy. But, yeah, he can't see images in his head. I get full symphonies. This is not it's not me saying, I get full symphonies. I'm not saying it like that. I'm saying it's weird. I get smells. I get sounds, I get soundtracks, I get taste, feel, like when I get all of the senses. Like, it's to the extent that some of my friends have been like, that's gotta be overbearing, and I'm like, I think it would be if it wasn't my norm, but it's my norm. I don't know if that's lucky. I think each person has their own way of perceiving or experience, like their own. I think it's a lot that's going on up here, like a lot, and that's a two-edged sword, I guess. You know, there's it comes with the good and it comes with the bad. Especially if I'm not having a pleasant dream and I get to feel, smell, hear, and see everything in that dream, is significantly less pleasant. But then there's also the fact that, like, there's some incredible artists who literally don't see anything in their head at all. I don't remember the name. There's one particular in my head, and when I get that name, again, I will shoot it to you so you can see that like it's not necessary for you to have the image to be incredibly creative. You get the feelings and emotions, right? Like, you get like sensations and things like that. Like, you get others. It's not visual, but you get other experiences to process things. And you can at least concentrate on those. I have so much I don't even know what to concentrate on, and so sometimes instead of working through something, all I did was overwhelm myself. That makes sense. All right, I need to try and remember what this looks like, because I don't like this. Hang on. There's a black and white version of it. So you've got 3. Alright. We're gonna do this. I'm gonna actually do it accurately. Because I... Somnibus can do that. I'm gonna be as accurate as I can. And stop pretending like I can't do that. So it did have, oh, that's really, really annoying to draw. It just looks like I'm trying to draw a butt. What did I do? That's fine, I guess. Let's not worry about that. Oh, yeah, absolutely. All good. I'll just make my lips move, and you'll think that I'm talking, but I'm not actually, so I'll just do this. And then you got people randomly in chat like, is the sound working? Alright. I don't like that. That needs to change. I think I might need to do it from the face. From the face! Where are you? There you are. Yeah, there are a lot of things I don't like about this picture. Hang on. I really might just start over. I know it sounds weird because I literally just did a whole bunch, but there's a lot going on that I don't like. So we're just gonna... Okay. Kind of reminds me of Coraline. Okay. Okay. And let's take you. Okay. Nope, I thought I hit the button. I did not. That's fine. Okay. This doll still exists. It's a fun fact. Kinda wanna help it. But I kinda don't know if that's a good idea at this point. Not sure what we'll unleash if we do. Okay, that's really annoying me, but that's okay. We're just gonna do that then. This works. This works really well, actually. Alright, so carnival hat, vibrant colors, hand-stitched, cute button eyes, happy little smile, and bells on the tops of his shoes and frills at his neck. So his little thing that was around his neck turned into little frills. Nope. Trying to find the right angle for these little army arms. That army arm doesn't look big enough. That's what's annoying me. Like, all of this actually is annoying me, so let me just... Come here. Yeah, sure, why not? Alright, I'm gonna be doing a thing over it anyway, so... Okay. So then we're gonna do this and this. Whatever, I don't really care about that. We'll do that in a minute. There's the layers that I somehow got rid of. put those back. I don't know where I put them. Here they go. Okay. That's nice. I love that for you. Ha. Okay, or that is also fine. Hello. There you go. There we go. There we go. Alright, now I can do the thing. Alright, so this is... That's fine. We'll keep it at 100 for now. Hang on. Let me take what we've done so far. And we're gonna... Because I need to get his little bells. This is fine, I just need to be able to see the bells on his little feetsies, because that's part of the whole thing. I like this hat much better. Because that fits with what was happening in the rest of the story. I think it should still have the crest though on it, doesn't it? I don't think it has the full crest. I don't think it has the star points on it. Alright. So then... This is much better. This is much more accurate to their style. Okay, that's much more accurate. I like that. I love Mind Men's music. It's so easy to work to. Ugh. They are just the best. Oh, he does make a cute little doll, huh? Okay. Whew, I pity whoever gets this doll now. Okay. We have our doll. The shoes are kind of annoying me a little bit because they just look like they're there, so I'm gonna fix those just a minute. There we go. Little tassels. And be cute. I don't know if I want to do that. There we go. And I have little bell again. Okay. Oh, he's cute. He probably hates all of life now. Sorry. This is what it is. You ticked off my boy. Alright. So that is the doll. Alright, now we just need to do this one, and then my final picture, which is really just the doll. I think I'll draw both versions of the doll, because the doll does actually have a black and white form now. He does not have any color in him at all. Do I know what caused that? No, I just know that he's only in black and white now. I don't know what happened to him. I don't know what's been happening to him all these years. I haven't actually looked at that. Alright, so the child held up the plush doll, jingled his little feet in front of the baby. Do you like this? The girl opened her tearful eyes and saw it, and she laughed. Okay, so that's gonna be that one. And then reaching her arms for the child smiled and gave her the doll. Then the child stepped back and said, "Well, now it seems even the most useless beings can have value. This is why it is said in Riyadh, heed the warnings or become a puppet." Okay, so I think what I'll do... I wonder what that must have been like to be a doll in your daughter's arms, and she will never know who you are. I kind of want to write the book for that part, but that is not any of the main stories, so I might do a small segment on that in my blog, maybe. Oh, we are almost at time. Let's see. I need to have happy baby. And we have mama. You know, one of the things I really, really didn't like about Wish was that nobody mourned the king. Not even the wife. And I'm like, you were his love. Like, even if you had to do what you had to do, you knew him before all that. And nobody mourned him. That just rubbed me wrong. I was like, it's either not realistic, or if that's really the case of what happened in that story, then, like, he was surrounded by awful people. There was many things I didn't like about Wish, but a lot of the writing was just really weird. Just really weird. Like, instead of enjoying the songs, it was like, oh my gosh, there's another one. That's fine. If you enjoyed Wish, I'm happy for you. I'm not gonna sit here and bash your favorite movie. Definitely was not mine. The Last Wish. Now that was a good movie. From the Puss in Boots one. That was impressive. Like, I'm not gonna say like, oh my gosh, it was like the feat of the gods. It's a fun movie, but it was impressively fun. Like, I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't expecting it to hit as deep as it did for me, even though it still stayed lighthearted and you know, kind of stupid. It was still a kids movie. So like, don't go if you haven't watched it and you're like, oh wow, it's really really good. Like, it was good. Just it was also just a Puss in Boots movie, but it was a very good one. Very good one. It hit some really deep notes and it impressed me. I liked it. That was a good movie. Alright, we need to angle your baby. He's not supposed to be that tall. There you go. So you're gonna have doll. Alright, hand holding doll. You're gonna have doll. Arms of doll. Frilly frill. This. Does doll have hair? Doll has hair. So this. And you got the floppers. So the floppers. 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 Okay, so we have from this angle. Okay. And you got that. You got his hair. His little ears and his earrings. Okay. And you guys cute little feet. Squeezies. Alright, so it's got your cute little bells on your feet. Okay. There's that. And little hands. Him's little hands. There you go. Then I need to connect. Hang on. Holding out to Bebe. Arm is about like that, I guess. Well, that's fine, I guess. That's fine, I guess. Alright. Then you've got... How tall are you, dude? Oh, right, you got him from this angle, that's why. Okay. So, what's that? And you've got his... shapey thingy, mentally thingy going on. So you got that. So you're gonna do this. Then you're gonna get his face here. I need to finish these outlines. I might like hang out in this stream a little longer. Because we're about at time, but I'm like, eh. Because I think today is one day I don't have class. So I'm just gonna chill here. Alright. Okay, so I think that I want to do this needs to fix. So this needs to that and this and here. Yeah, that needed to fix. Oh good, I'm glad I did that. What is happening? Oh, I see. Okay. Then you got that. I'd like to do like a psychological analysis of Michael. I'd like to meet Michael. He's really interesting. Okay, so there's him with him hair, which we're just gonna do this here, and it's gonna creep into the other page, and that's a-okay, I guess. Or actually, no, because I can do this, and literally boom. A bit like that, there we go. This actually might help me a little bit, because there's some things that I don't, yeah, let me pull the view out a little bit, because there's some things I don't care for in the setup of this image. Stuff is happening. Hang on. Okay, so we're gonna do this. Yeah, I want to extend the hand a little bit more. I feel like that's not where I want. Okay, so I'm gonna do none of that, please. And do this. Or we're gonna not grab her face. And then we're gonna take you and extend. Yeah? We're gonna do that? Yeah, we are, but we're gonna fix Bebe first. Hang on. This is really just placement of things in the picture, just to make sure that things are somewhat cohesive and everything's all in the spot that I want it to be in. Alright. And then we got Mama Face, which is there. Okay. So now we can extend arm. We're gonna do this. Yep. Okay. Now we're gonna take you. And we're gonna do whoop. Okay. Does that feel better? Kinda? Does it? I don't know if it does. Like it still feels so close to his body, it's driving me nuts. Should I... What if... That feels a little better, I think. It's a lot of trial and error for me. Like, I can't explain why it's not working for me. I just know that things aren't working for me. So I'm like, I don't like that. I do like that. I'm sure there's, like, people who have taken art classes will know why I'm doing what I'm doing. I have not taken art classes. I don't know why I'm doing what I'm doing. I never know what I'm doing with or without classes. I should say never. Rarely. I rarely know what I'm doing with or without classes. Ooh, that looks like an evil baby, doesn't it? Hang on. Sorry. Whatever, she just still look like an evil baby at the moment. There we go, that's a little bit better. A little less evil. Just tilt the eye, it'll be a little less evil. Again, I don't know art theory. I have no idea what makes things do things for things. I just do things. Alright, so now we have the rest of his hat. It's gonna be here. And here. There you go. Honestly, this is pretty decent. This is pretty decent. I like this. I'm okay with this. I can deal with this. Alright. And then we need little baby hands to come out and want to play with the doll. Here you go. Hey, you cute little baby. You want to play with the doll. I wonder how many people will feel bad for the king and how many people will be like, yeah, you got your comeuppance. I'm curious. Because, like, he's not great. But I'm like, turning somebody into a doll is a... The fact that that doll still exists and apparently still has some kind of consciousness, that's awful. I don't know what turned it black and white. I have no idea. Because it wasn't like that at first. It was very colorful. I'm gonna look into what turned it black and white. We'll find out one day. No. Little baby. I love kids. Yes, you cute little curly hair. Aw, you do with a baby. There's a lot going on in this picture, and I feel like it might be a little busy, but I think if I color it correctly, it won't be. Like, it should be fine. I think. It should be fine. It should be fine. Like, right now it looks a little busy, but I think it should be fine. And I want to make, like, darker line work up here, I think. And do, like, darker in the foreground. I wonder what's going through her head on this one. Like, even though it was, quote, because she was beautiful, it does say the king, favored her. There's so much in this story. Like, the face value of this story tells you what would seem like a black and white picture, but there's so much in this story. That's definitely not black and white. Aww, you like the little baby? Dude, what a baby. Oh, did you get to see the doll? That was my finished doll. We turned the king into the doll. It's cute. I like his little pants. It says pants, 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 and his pants, pants, pants. Alright, so reaching her arms out, the child smiled and gave her the doll. That's an awkward sentence. I'm gonna have to fix that. Reaching her arms out for it. Then the following noun I used was the child. That's fun fact. Editing. That's a faux pas. I'm gonna have to edit a bit on this book. Alright. Go back through and do a little bit of edits on that, because that's a little... She reached her arms out for it, and the child smiled and gave her the doll. Would probably be a little bit better to do than what I did. Then the child stepped back and said, well, now it seems that even the most useless beings have value. And isn't it cute? I like the doll. It's adorable. And I really like the design. It's much better than whatever the heck I had going on earlier. Because the other one I had was like way too generic and I really wasn't feeling it. So I wanted to make sure that it fit the actual thing. And this fits really well. Because this fits with like the king's hat. And then the king has like this, emblem, which is a 10-pointed star. The points are taken off here. And it's just, bleh. The points are taken off. And it's just the circle. But he still has like the essence of what he was wearing. But now it's more vibrant. And he looks like a little jester. A funny idea, Jester. I love that movie. Have you seen The Jester? Or The Court Jester, I think is what it's called. If you have not, please watch it. I actually popped that in the chat. I'm gonna spell the word the correctly. Really, 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 really good movie. Really good movie. Really good movie. Old movie. Really good movie. Alright. Well now. Seems that even the most useless beings have value. This is why it is said in Riyadh, heed the warnings or become a puppet. So for this picture, I think I'm just gonna have the child walking off. And I have her with the baby in her arms. The empty throne. Okay. Like, now you gotta find a whole new king, and, like, there's just so much in this story that is not directly told, that if you just read this story at face value, you only see one thing. You don't see all the rest of it. And the one thing that you would see is still a good story. But there's just so much there's so much in this story. There's so much that happens. It's not a take at face value story. There's just a lot. Okay, I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna take this. You have not seen The Court Jester. Oh, I look forward to you coming back to one of these streams and saying, I just watched it. Oh my gosh, Kron, you are so correct. Wow, Kron, I bow before thee. You are the greatest to suggest this movie. That's weird. I don't know if it's that good, but it is that good. I'm just saying, it's a good movie. But no, it's a great movie. I'm glad you're gonna look it up. It really is good. It's very, I guess, satirical, I suppose. It's a really interesting story, though. Let's see. I got this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and boom. Alright, so that is the empty throne. Okay. We got Michael walking off with his bad self. Just walks out of there, apparently fine that he killed a king, I guess. Okay, the baby needs to be with the doll. We got baby with doll. You've got mama with aftermath of all of this stuff that just happened. I do think I need to bring him down here and make him a little bit bigger because he's leaving. So I'm gonna pop him here. And I'm gonna move you there. Alright. Then you've got the advisors, which I'm not gonna draw all of them at the moment. But we're just gonna have advisors. I don't know if that's gonna be the scientist, I guess, why not? Alright, that's the scientist holding place. Alright, and then you're gonna have, boop. Oh, maybe one of the wives? I don't know. No, let's have, like, the other wives here. I'll have one of the wives here. We'll have Charismat. Maybe. Or maybe Philosopher. There's just gonna be another person here. Okay, I'm gonna do Scientist here. Do that here. You've gotta have, like, the businessman, I guess. Could be somebody. This isn't a small day. You've got the women, one of the other wives. And this throne. Should be facing the same way as a child. Okay. So yeah, that's gonna be how this picture is set up. So this is my, quote, layout, I suppose. I keep saying outline, this is layout. I'm doing layouts. Alright, so then we just set the last page. So the very last page, I was thinking that I was gonna do the whole court, but because I did the court on here of the child leaving, I think all I'm gonna do is the doll and literally that. Honestly, I think that makes sense for the last page. It's not me trying to cut corners. I really think this is a good last page for it. I was thinking I might do two, like one version of the doll in color and then another version of the doll in black and white. I might just leave this one as the one in color and then do the very last one as the one in black and white. I might. But either way, that's the last page. Alright, so that was The Doll by the Chronica. Oh, so Erica, you're still in the chat, right? If you are still in the chat, for you, would you like to hear the story? Since I have finally done my thing, I figure that's a good way to end my stream. I can go ahead and just finish I can read you the story. It's relatively short. Pop this up on my screen. Ooh, that's very bright. That's also there, huh? Let's see. I need to edit this anyway, so I guess I may as well go ahead and read it. I'm just gonna edit while I read. Killing bunches of birds with stones. Alright, so I'm gonna be editing while I read this. And let me see. Let me put this on a better page than this. Actually, yeah, we'll keep this on this page, but we're just gonna see cute little baby. Yay, cute baby. Ooh, actually, can I show all the thing? I think that might be too much for my screen. Whatever, you guys just get to sit on this picture. That's fine. Because it's a level picture that's not even fully outlined. That's the best. Okay, so story time. Story time with crime. Okay. Let me turn this down because that's a little high for me. In a time of kings and feuding lands, a very young king sought counselors to grow his kingdom. He had every business owner and acclaimed craftsman, philosopher, scientist, and charismatic speaker called to his courts. They each brought words of knowledge and experience from their lives, and offered gifts to the king in hopes of becoming part of his permanent council. But also into his courts came the child. Amidst all the jewels, armor, weapons, and perfumes, the child brought a single scroll. "Greetings, king," said the child. "I come with wisdom from the heavens. I have no need for a place among your counselors, and I do not call any place on this world my true home. However, I have loved ones in your kingdom, and I wish for them to have a good king. On this scroll is written 5 principles. If you heed them, both you and your kingdom will be blessed, and all that is yours will expand." The king inquired about the child and learned that the child had indeed gathered an esteemed reputation, traveling for many years and never aging. So he accepted the scroll, and the child went on his way. This is what the scroll said. "A king's wealth is measured by his generosity. If even the poorest among you has ready means to find food and shelter, the goodness of your land will be known and your bounty will increase. Number 2. Accept no bribes to shut your eyes or ears from injustice. Deal impartially with nobles and peasants alike, so that the wisdom of your ways will be known and your people will increase. Number 3. Make learning available to any citizens who would rise for it, regardless of bloodline. The more talent and skills your citizens have, the better quality of life your land will have. Number 4. Keep one wife and treasure her, and your home will be more prosperous than the man with 7 wives, and your children will respect you. Number 5. Delight in the laughter of your people. If sorrow remains a long time anywhere in your kingdom, make an honest effort to lift it. Encourage your people, and they will encourage you. Hi, Ahmed! We're reading the rest of my story as the ending of my stream. The king read the list of principles, then asked his newly appointed council what they thought. Obviously written by a child, said the businessman. If you give all your money away, how are you to maintain any influence with other kingdoms? Wars cost, you know. If all men were created equal, the craftsman said, then there wouldn't be ugly or beautiful. There wouldn't be talented and untalented. The very hearts themselves do not regard everyone equally. It is better to preserve those who have more to offer the kingdom. It is a lovely dream, voiced the philosopher, but if you let everyone learn anything, you could raise up people who would work against you. Knowledge is power, after all. Better to keep power in the hands of those you trust. Having only one wife makes no sense for a king, quipped the charismatic man. What if something were to happen to one of your heirs or to your wife? You always need backup, preferably as many as possible. Logically, laughter should not be so important, said the scientist. Emotions in general are fleeting. Leave such details to carnivals and drinks. A king has to make many decisions that his people may not like, but they are necessary. So, the king listened to the words of his counselors and left the scroll to gather dust. Time passed. The young king grew, and when 3 years had passed, the child returned and entered the king's court. Greetings, king, said the child. How fares your kingdom? The king replied, Beautifully! See my palace? It shines better than it ever had. We have much gold and plenty food. That is remarkable, king, said the child. I have just come from the outer borders. There is a village there that has had a very poor harvest for 2 years. Perhaps some of your abundance can be shared with them. The king frowned. So you only came here to give a negative report? Do you not see how grand my kingdom is? The villages at the outer edge barely contribute anything, even when they have good harvest. Why provide for the lazy and unproductive? When other kings visit, they only go by the main roads and don't visit the peasantry. They see this palace and marvel. They respect me more than my father. When the child tried again to get the king to offer assistance, the king tired of him and turned him away. Go back to your travels, and when you hear the good words the other kings say about me, you'll return with a better eye. That night, half the king's grain and half the king's treasury had vanished. He searched every corner of the kingdom, but no one had it. Suspecting the child, the king sent out warriors to bring him in, but the child could not be found. He turned his anger toward the village that the child had mentioned, but realized that there were too many along the outer reaches that could fit its description, and the child never called the village by name. So, he increased the taxes on all povertous outer villages, then gave up the search so that the word would not get out to other kingdoms that his storehouses had been raided. A couple years passed, and the king continued to rule. The child visited the king's courts again. Greetings, king, said the child. How fares your kingdom? Still angry at the child for his previous visit, the king scoffed. Come to steal from my treasury again, have you? The child shook his head. If anything was stolen from your treasury, I assure you my hands had no need for it. I am a traveler and a sage. I live on whatever nature provides me. As you requested, I listened to the other kings with regard to you. And, asked the king happily, how do they regard me? It is said that you rule like iron, and your jailhouses are full. That they are, agreed the king. But I am also merciful. If they can contribute properly to the kingdom, I release them. And how do they contribute to the kingdom while they are in the jailhouse? Asked the child. Well, if they are worth anything at all to their families, the families pay for their release. And if no one can pay, then they are worth nothing. Then they are not worth anything at all, obviously. The child pondered these words, then made an offer. Perhaps some of your teachers can go to the jailhouses and find those with potential for training. That way, they are not simply wasting your space there and can become contributors again. But the king and his advisors looked appalled. Knowledge is power. Why should I hand power over to the useless and to the criminal? Not everyone in your jailhouse is a criminal. Many are there only because they are poor. Being poor is a crime, or it may as well be. If you have no other uses, I'd rather you take space in a... If you have no other uses, I'd rather you take space in a cell than have land that could be otherwise used for something productive. Give the land to those who can properly pay their taxes. I see, said the child, and he left the king's court. That year, many who had been jailed were released with tabs paid in full, yet no one knew where the money had come from. When the king had the families investigated, they said the money had been left to them by an unknown generous person. Angered, and suspecting the child had something to do with this, the king doubled the prices on the heads of every person in the jail. Still, many more were released that year, and the poor villages welcomed them home with jubilation. They scraped together whatever they could and threw a party for those who had returned to them. They sang songs and they danced. But this enraged the king even more, so that he outlawed unsanctioned festivities and declared them to be as punishable as treason. Only those who had earned his graces were allowed to take part in the festivals he directed. He hired minstrels and dancers for his courts and architects to make grand entertainment areas. He also allowed the towns who contributed the most to purchase festival permits. But the towns who contributed least, he mocked and said, "Ha! If you actually earn it and can make yourself useful, then you can buy a permit. But until you are worth anything, work. Work until you finally become something worth celebrating." And the other towns mocked them as well. Time passed, and the king decided to take... Where are you? There I am. Sorry. Time passed, and the king decided to take a third bride. He ordered that all single women of his kingdom be appraised, and the most beautiful be brought to his court. A certain man from one of the poorest villages had a very beautiful daughter, but even though he had a lot to worry about for money, he refused to let her go. Instead, he hid her away. But for her father's sake, the girl left in the middle of the night, washed and dressed herself up, then hurried to the main cities. One of the king's messengers saw her and agreed with her beauty, so he took her into the courts. When the king saw her, he decided to take her as his next wife, and soon she bore him a daughter. The king doted on her because she was beautiful, but the other queens despised her for taking his attention. They treated both her and her daughter badly, so that the third queen kept only to her chambers for her daughter's safety. She also allowed no one else to tend to her daughter. But when the child returned again, and his presence was announced to the king, the third queen took her baby daughter and hurried to join the court. She was not allowed further in, so she stayed against the side wall to watch the proceedings. When the other queens heard about this, they too took their children and came to stand against the wall of the meeting court. "I grow weary of your visits, child," said the king. But the child spoke as though he had not heard him. "Greetings, king. How fares this kingdom?" The king scowled. "It fares well, no thanks to you. What is your agenda?" I know your craftiness. You come here to ruin and slander me, but here I am, powerful, rich, capable, and influential. I'm sure you've seen how they celebrate me in the streets and throw parties for how well I treat my worthy citizens. No other king has been as grand as I have. As he spoke, the daughter, in his third wife's arms, began crying. Her mother tried to soothe her, but to no avail. When the child saw her and the baby, he stared a long time, so that the king felt embarrassed by the lack of acknowledgement for his own person. Offended, the king cried, "Shut that baby up, woman, or leave the courts." But the child turned sharply to the king and said, "You do it." Surprised by being given such a direct order, and by how much authority the child spoke with, the king had to gather his wits again. "What did you say?" "King," said the child, his gaze steady, "at every turn you have disappointed me. You have abused your people and caused many to hate themselves. You have divided the kingdom using mockery and fear. But if you can do this one thing, if you can make that child laugh, or if you can even make her smile, I will give you my word that I will never visit your courts again for as long as you live, and I will speak well of you to other kings. However, if you cannot bring happiness to even your own child, I will have to teach you how, for the sake of the ones that I love." Looking to his advisors, they all shook their heads. The child had a reputation after all. It would be better to just go along for now. Surely making his daughter smile wouldn't be so hard a task, and the payoff of having the child's good words would benefit the kingdom. So, the king had the woman come and stand before him. "Give me the child," he directed, and the woman handed her daughter over to him. As soon as she was out of her mother's arms, the girl cried louder. The king tried to hush her, attempted to soothe her, but instead of calming, the baby screamed more. Enraged, the king stood from his chair and all but threw the girl back into her mother's arms and yelled, "You need to do better with this baby. She is impossible. You should be able to train her." Suddenly, the child was standing directly beside the king. Startled, the king took a step back, but the child reached out and grabbed the king's wrist. "You need a softer touch, king," said the child. And as the words formed, the air around the king's body rippled. His skin became softer and began to shrink. "Oh, what is—" "Shh! No loud voices," said the child. And as the child's voice met his ears, the king's mouth shut. Still he shrank, and the child never released his arm. His body became lighter, his legs shrunk up away from the floor. His eyes darted around for help until they could no longer look anywhere but straight in front of him. Within seconds, what once had been a man was now a doll. The doll wore a carnival hat and an outfit of vibrant colors. It appeared to be hand-stitched from soft fabric with cute button eyes and a happy little smile. Tiny bells topped its shoes, and a frill decorated its neck. The child held up the plush doll and jingled its little feet in front of the baby in his mother's arms. "Greetings, princess," he said in a soft voice. "Do you like this?" When the girl opened her tearful eyes to see what was jingling, she saw the bright colors and the fun hat and the little belled feet, and laughed. Reaching her arms out for it, the child gave her the doll. Then the child stepped back and said, "Well now, it seems that even the most useless beings can have value." This is why it is said in Riyadh, "Heed the warnings or become a puppet." The end. One thing I am editing right here, but what do you guys think about the story? Changing this, she reached her arms out for it. So the child smiled and gave her the doll. There we go, that reads better. Not too much I really needed to edit there, just a couple commas. Thanks, Ahmed. It's a discussion on philosophy, like who's right, who's wrong. Because there's like a face value way to take the story, and then there's a deeper way of the story. There's a lot more going on. Like, I mean, this dude just deposed a king, and now they're gonna have to figure out a whole nother king and a whole nother kingdom, and like, that's a lot to deal with. But there's also like the king wasn't like the best king or whatever. Like I don't know. I'm curious what your thoughts are about it before I start giving my whole spiel again on what it is. 'Cause there's a lot going on in this story. Do you take a side when you hear it? Oh, I actually did a lot today. I'm very happy about that. He's a cute little doll. I'm at the spot, I think, now where I'm just like, we're gonna chill. Chill. We're winding down the stream a little bit. This has been I got a lot done on this stream though. I did. Thank you guys for coming out. I appreciate it. Erica, what'd you think? You made a new character in your fictional story called the Tengu Witch, which is like a devil in Japanese. Well, I know about the Tengu. They have the long nose. They're the crow people. The Tengu. Are you saying a Tengu witch, like witch, or are you saying like a wraith? I just wanted to make sure, just because I'm not sure what that word is. Oh, and this is Mind Men again. You had it up for about 6 minutes behind. Oh, okay. Oh, witch. Gotcha. Alright. But yeah, I do like, I do like Tengu. I actually have a story about a crow, like a crow demi-human. So it would be really close to Tengu. It doesn't have like the big nose. Oh, good. Totally fine. Totally fine. English is weird. It's always weird. I love Mind Men's music very much. Accomplished a lot today. I'm so happy about that. So happy about that. I accomplished a lot today. I have this background on my thing right now. Isn't it cool? I like this background. Keep this up here. Okay, boop, doop, doop, doop. A little bit bigger since it doesn't matter what my face is now. Make my face a little bigger. Back to where it was. I made my face a little smaller because it was in the way of some of the picture. I don't want people to be able to see it. But now we're just sitting in the lounge. I think this is a good picture for it. There's a tag at the bottom for whose picture this is, but I can't read it. I wish I could shout out the artist. It's just their art tag, unfortunately. This isn't an art artist thing, though. I think this is... that's just that was from their YouTube. I think it was a lo-fi channel I got this from. So I think this is a screenshot from a lo-fi channel. I'm just letting Erica catch up a little bit. Because she wanted to hear the story, and I definitely wanted to talk with you guys a little bit about it before I logged off, because I've worked hard, and I'm gonna be animating it, so I really like it. He is a character that first makes an appearance in season 7 of the Mask of the Devil. He helped Moreau and Jin, and he would be an old man who's very funny and positive, but he warned Jin and Moreau. Sorry, I was laughing at Erica's comment. But he said he would help Moreau and Jin, and he'd be an old man who's really funny and positive. So Jin and Moreau, though, at the ending, or at least where you're at, I think they fight, right? Like they're good friends, but then they have to fight at the end, right? And Erica, thank you. You heard the rest of the story. What did you think? I'm really curious about first impressions. I'm really curious. I really want people to like deep dive on this story. If it's not interesting to people to deep dive, then it's not worth it. But like, I like that you didn't. I like the oh my gosh, he became a doll. Wasn't expecting that. I like that. I like that reaction. That makes me really happy. Because he known how the mask works. And he knows that those who wear the mask too much become the mask. Oh. Kinda like the movie The Mask. Okay, you're back. You had to finish the story before you're fast forwarding it. Yay! I wanna know your first impressions. Definitely wanna know your first impressions on it. I'm really curious. It's one of my babies. My stories are my babies, so I really like to know what people think about them. That, and they're very real to me. They're not just stories to me, so they're like pieces of history, fables that kind of tell you what happened in a simpler narrative. Like Desmond Des Flores it's like the story of a poisonous flower, and he's told that poison is all he can ever be, but then he makes one decision that changes the world. But the world that gets changed by this little flower, Desmond, is Riyadh. It's part of Riyadh. There's like a whole history that happens, and this book, The Doll, is actually set in Riyadh. And so all these stories are interconnected, and even if they're told from either the perspective of a flower or the perspective of a bee or perspective of a fish, you know, or the perspective of a human, it's still telling you a bit about history, about what happened. A lot of these are stories that are told in the world itself to kids. I loved it. It reminded me of those fables and parables that yes! It reminds you of fables. That's what I read. I'm a fable writer, and I'm really happy that you said that. I'm really happy that you said that, and it makes me really happy. Thank you. Hey, that's part of what I wanted to hear. Woo! And you were invested. Good. Glad to hear that too. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you. I'm glad to hear that. That makes me really happy. That makes me really happy. I'm not the best at reading aloud, so I was also concerned about that too. It was part of an issue. I was like, If I read this out loud, it's not gonna be good. I have Maurice is doing the narration, and his voice is fantastic, so I'm really excited about that. But yeah, I'm so glad to hear it. I'm so glad to hear it. Do you have any other stories about the child? Yes! 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 The child is Michael! Yeah! No, that's my whole trilogy is about him. My whole trilogy is about him. Yeah. I finished the first novel. I'm working on novel number 2, and I'm trying to get an agent. I'm trying to get so like I can't get an agent if I don't have a community. But I also genuinely want a community of people who encourage people. So there's it's not like hey, I'm only here because I want you guys to see my books. Like Ahmed, your story, the end of your fictional story with Moreau, they fight, they vow giving each an honorable death. Oh wow, I love that. Ugh, so I love that that there's people like Ahmed here who can talk about their stories and their like I want you to talk about your stories and your animations and your creations and your writings and stuff like that, and I can talk about mine, and then we can just all be together and like encourage each other. That's what I want. I want a community of encouragement. That's what I want. But I also technically just needed a community anyway, because I want to be a full-time writer. So it's kind of a win-win. Like, everybody gets to be part of something that's bigger. We all get to connect. We all get to be, we all get to like, I don't do animation as well as somebody else will do animation. Hey, let's link up. Or like, Erica, you're really good at like business and solutions. I'm good at whimsy. Can we link up and like figure some stuff out? Cause I don't know what I'm doing in life. You know, that is that. Like, you don't like. Not everybody needs to be the same mind, and we all come together and we're awesome, and we make each other even more awesome. And that's what I want. So I want that for a community where everybody wins. But I also want, and I want my community to be everybody else's community. You know, I want like I want there to be like I want to like shout out like Tectonic's channel. Like, if you still haven't seen it, please go check Tectonic Animates. Check it out. He posted his first animation, and I'm really proud of him, and I want him to excel and succeed in everything that he does. So yeah, I want that. But I'm also really happy to hear that you like my stories, that you like my world. My whole life is these worlds. I have been dreaming them since I was 7. I have been writing them since I was 8, 9. I've finished the first novel I ever wrote when I was 11. I wrote a full chapter book, it's like 24 chapters, and it was set in these worlds, and I live, eat, sleep, and breathe these stories and these people. And it's so immensely valuable to me when somebody is excited to hear more about it. Or when you say, who is the child? I want to know more. That makes me so happy, because he's my boo! I mean, he becomes a villain later, and I'm sorry, but he's still my boo! I love him so much. And, like, it's just, there's so much. And you get to see like little tastes of that. Like, if like I'm gonna pop this here, but that's my website. But like, you'll see on my blog that there's like little shorts of like clips of these people and their lives and stuff, and they're from different worlds, not just Riyadh. Right now I'm focusing on Riyadh because I have to, for Ladea and for Kina and for Michael and all of this stuff. I have to focus on Riyadh. So that's that world. So we're just going to do that for now. But there is Al-Sir, the 5 worlds that are interconnected. There's Arcobiena, which, that's a whole other thing to deal with. There's Ever, which is its own system, which kind of invades Riyadh during this trilogy. There's a bunch of stuff going on. And then there's our world. There's stuff happening in ours because we're all linked. And I want to be able to... He does. He does. This is pre his villain arc. I won't give away all the things he does, but it's... You might come back to me later and wonder why I love him so much after you find out what he does. But before all of that, he's so cool. I mean, even during that, if you want to check out part of his villain self, I have a clip of it. There's a fight between him and Stivs in my blog. That is Michael versus Stivs. But he's really, really cool. But the child is also, he's an incredible hero. And he's helped a lot of people, and he's tended to a lot of people. And it's so, there's so much more. Like his whole thing, his whole setup was to save his mom. Like that was his whole purpose. The whole reason he even started his whole journey was to save his mom. Like, I love him. I love him to pieces. He's equal parts a sweet little being and a pompous a-hole and a villain all and a hero, and he's all of that. And I think that's why I love him so much, is because he's so human. He tries his best and he screws up really badly, and then he has to deal with that. And he's so cool. And I love him. I love Michael. I love Michael. I will continue to love Michael. And I know that when people hear what he actually does, they might rescind their I love Michael card, but he's really cool. He's really interesting to me, and I adore him. I adore his humanity. I adore his rawness, his honesty. He goes through a lot. He did not have it easy, like at all. And he did the best with what he could, with what he had to teach him. You know, I think he spent too much of his time not being very teachable after a certain extent, and that's kind of what caused his downfall. But I really hope, like, I haven't seen every single bit of his life yet. He's kind of still going. So I really hope he has a really good end. I hope he has a very good ending. He's so cool. He's so cool. I'm cheering for him. I want him to do well. I don't know if Michael can ever see these videos, but if he ever does, I'm cheering for you, Michael. Alright. So there is another character called Shura, who is a character who absorbs all hate and sadness in the world. The more pain that falls in the world, the more powerful he is. His character. So does that have a effect on his name is Shura, right? Yeah. Does that have an effect on Shura himself? Like, I have the crow character that I was talking about can absorb emotions, but it'll extend his power, but it also makes him like he also takes on that emotion, that negativity kind of like infects him a bit. So like if you're absorbing all the pain in the world and the sadness in the world and the hate in the world, you might be doing a service. Like you might actually be, you know, helping get rid of it. But you gotta drop off, make dinner. Yo, we're gonna end the stream anyway. So, thank you so much for coming out. Shura one day gets healed from his curse. He loses his anger, hate, and everything in him, so the world can feel the pain and hate he was holding back. Oh, that's interesting. That's a really interesting dynamic. We do have to end the stream because I'm at 4 hours and I'm tired. I didn't have class today. That's the only reason why I went this long. But, like, this has been fun. This has been fun. And thank you guys so much for the encouragement. And thank you guys for coming in. And thank you for shouting yourselves out. By all means, do. I love you guys. Y'all are awesome. And, oh, Mind Amend. Again, Mind Amend for this music. Like, subscribe, shout out, all that stuff that I'm supposed to say as a YouTuber. I love you guys. Stay gorgeous, peeps. Mwah.